So I hear you met another camera nerd.
I did. I was in Bandera, Texas. Who knew?
Who knew people have cameras in Bandera, Texas?
Yep, and I was wearing I should have been wearing my Camera Gear podcast
That would have been
hat
convenient.
because then maybe we could have acquired another listener. Maybe he is a listener. Who knows?
Could be.
I mean, he's like, they're talking about me right now. I don't know.
If that's you, email us.
Or don't, whatever. Well, if it is, I'm listening. It's going to be awkward because I can't remember what cameras he had. I mean, I forget things immediately. It's terrible.
Yeah.
Anyways, I was wearing I had my Fuji, and I was wearing my shirt that says, I walk around like everything's okay, but deep down I need more cameras.
So you were wearing some sort of camera.
I was wearing both camera merch
and a camera.
and I had my XT5. And he was like, "Little Fuji camera?" And I was like,
wait, what kind of store or whatever are you in? What did you bring?
I don't want to dox this guy.
Okay.
Because he was working.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
And so he was at a store
Fine.
in Bandera, Texas.
Okay.
It's already too late. Everyone knows who this is.
And he's definitely known in the city.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh yeah, we should start, talking about photo stuff,
Talking shop."
And it was And he shoots film.
Does he exclusively shoot film?
Well, I don't know.
Okay.
But he has 2 film cameras. He's got a Fuji camera, not a Fujifilm film camera. That's an S
film camera,
and like a Fujica S something. And then he also had a Contax camera.
Oh, pretty cool.
Yeah, pretty stinking cool. And so he kind of told me a little bit about his cameras, and he's like, "Yeah, shoot this, shoot that." And see, I'm a Camera Gear guy. So he told me the cameras didn't say they were film cameras, but I knew they were film cameras. And so I could then prompt and ask him questions about film. I was like,
you felt pretty cool doing that. You're like, I'm with it. I can keep up.
I'm like, what kind of films you shoot? So we talk about film stock. He's like, I was like, have you tried Phoenix 200? And he's like, we got a roll of it. Haven't shot it yet. And I'm like, it's a little wild because I've shot it. See, we're peers.
Do you think he develops film?
He has not. He does not develop film.
Ah.
He said he was looking to get into it because it's expensive to develop, and so I got to share my experience developing C41 process
you
color
really
film.
bonded with this guy.
Look, we talked for like 10 minutes. It was great. He's like, I'm gonna get some try developing black and white, and I was like, that's a little weird with the developers, but like, give it a shot, see what happens. Blah blah blah. Yeah.
How old was this guy, you think?
Oh, he was younger than me by at least 10 years.
Interesting.
At least 10 years.
A little hipster with that film camera business.
Sure, yeah. It was real cool. He was telling me about this one shot that he got over Christmas with the lights and like slow shutter, and so he got the streaking cars and the picture of downtown.
Pretty cool.
And he shot some of the lomography film with like the purple weird. Anyways,
very cool.
It was fun. It was fun getting to meet another camera person, and I don't know. It's just like sometimes when you're in the world and you find another camera person who cares. Like we talked about this before. I meet photographers all the time.
Yeah.
And you talk to a photographer and you're like, yeah, photography. And they're like, love photography. And I'm like, oh, what do you shoot? And they go, a black camera.
Yeah. I was going to say, you do meet a lot of people who say that they love photography, but are, kind of a very casual enjoyer of it, which is great. I mean, I'm not.
No, well, I'm more speaking of the people who, like, they're really into photography. And they're like, let me talk about composition.
Yeah.
And
you don't care about that at all.
The meaning of this photo and the person that's in it and how it tells this story. And I'm just like, because it's just not my speed. I like gear.
Yeah.
And so
you just like playing with the camera.
I'm like, yeah.
The taking the photo is like an afterthought to you.
Look, this is the only reason I'm into any of this stuff. So I like technology, and phones are boring. You know what's not boring? Film cameras. There's so many, Daniel. There's like billions of film cameras.
Billions. They're all in Japan.
Ugh, they're all in Japan. So much fun. Anyway, so with like this guy, we're talking about film stocks and camera types and good time.
Yeah, you were just like
I'm interested in like the
element.
process and like what you're shooting with and just all that sort of stuff. And I mean, I'll talk a little bit about composition and that sort of thing. It's just not. I don't know. I'm not good at it, and I don't spend time practicing that skill.
You spend all your time playing with more camera gear.
Yeah.
And that's why we call this the Camera Gear Podcast and not the
this isn't a photography podcast.
Yeah.
There's plenty of those out there.
Yeah.
Talk about, I don't know, photography.
Who wants to do that?
This is why I've always been really, really careful about. I mean, I don't know. There's people who are like doctors or engineers or whatever, and it's like, I went to school and I had to like get all this experience, and so like if you call like an engineer, people like oh, I'm an engineer, and it's like, oh, you're an engineer, like where's your license, or like how did you go to school? And they're like, oh no, I'm just like an engineer. Like, you make sandwiches? Like, yeah, I'm a sandwich engineer. like I get it, but also it feels a little disrespectful for all the other work that these other people did.
It's like you're talking about different things using the same word.
Yeah, and when I say I'm a photographer, I feel like it's stolen valor for all the real photographers out there.
Yeah, you've taken like maybe 4 or 5 good pictures.
Yeah, pretty much. Just 4 or 5 good pictures. That's it. I mean, out of like 70,000 photos, 5 of them are good.
I mean, even a blind squirrel finds a nut once in a while.
Exactly. Yeah. That is my approach to photography. And so I feel like when I'm, but also like to an extent, I know how to take a picture.
Yeah, of course.
Like, I am a photographer in such that I understand how to expose and compose, and I can take a good picture if I have to.
It's just not interesting to you.
But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for the vibes. I'm here for the gear. That's it.
Welcome back to the Camera Gear Podcast. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Lucas.
And we're here today to talk about the gear, software, and techniques we use to shoot photos and video.
Daniel, I'm going to pull some of this a little bit out of order here.
Yeah.
Because we were already talking about photography in general.
We are off the rails.
And listen, look.
What we got?
You sent me a post on Instagram of some footage that was footage you shot.
Yeah,
weirdly enough.
It is footage I shot.
That was posted with no grade. Just bare log footage cut.
Bare log.
And I know that I just know that you agree with me here. It is a shame, a crime, a travesty. Anytime ungraded log footage makes its way to the public's eyes.
It's true.
I've seen McLaren behind the scenes stuff cut into F1 broadcasts that's just flagrant? What's the word? Fragrant? What's the word I'm looking for?
Flagrant.
Just log. It's just bad log footage. It's like, look at the garage. I'm like, that's log. What are you doing?
Sure is.
What are you doing?
Sure is.
And it just happens. And I've been wondering, why does it happen?
I'd like to share two additional pieces of information. One is when I delivered this footage, I'm reading word for word what I put. I said, this was shot in Vlog, so you'll want to apply the LUT when you use it. Clearly that was disregarded.
Some people don't know what that means.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true. I also sent this, I sent you that Instagram post. I sent this same Instagram post to one of our listeners and said, look at this ungraded log. And he was like, this looks great. And I said,
excuse me.
I said, no, it doesn't. There's no color. And he said, I thought that was Instagram. So I think maybe there's some part of people that see it as like a stylistic thing to have very flat footage.
Is this listener the one that I'm thinking of?
I'm sure it is.
Fond of camp snaps?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Shame on you. Anyways. Why do you think this happens, Daniel? I have some theories.
I mean, I know why it happened in this case. It's because the person, and I think this is probably not uncommon, among organizations that use footage. So I filmed it. There are multiple people that want to use that footage. One use of it is for making like a produced video, which is why I shot it in log. It's like you're making like a professional thing. You want like a professional output. The other usage is like social media content, and that's a different person taking the clips and putting like a little, we're going to make a 30-second recap and put it together. And if that person doesn't understand like the concept of a LUT, which most people don't understand that concept, then they would just, take the footage and be like, oh, wow, this camera's like really washed out. I guess that's just like not a very good camera or whatever. I don't know. Or maybe they think it looks good and they use it. So that's my guess, is it mostly happens because somebody shoots with the best of intentions, and I'm going to deliver it in log to give, the best possible source material. But then the person using it just doesn't really understand what log is. And so they disregard it.
I think that just the concept of a lookup table, abbreviated as a LUT, is jargon to the common man.
Yes.
And
call it a filter. That they can get into.
Sure. I think that we've gotten to this weird spot where there's so much push in marketing of like, here's a log profile. You can shoot it in log without necessarily explaining what that is. And so there's so much pressure for us videographers to shoot in log because that's how you get, quote unquote, the best footage.
Yeah. And a lot of times it's not the right choice for the job.
Sure.
Like, in hindsight, it wasn't the right choice for this job.
100%. Sometimes it just isn't. Sometimes you should be shooting for delivery instead of shooting for editing. And I think there's too much of a divide between who shot the footage and who's going to edit and use the footage in so many cases.
I agree.
And people think, well, they shot it in log, so this is just better. And because people keep telling me that log is better, therefore I shoot in log and I deliver in log because it's better. And yeah, it looks flat, but movies look flat because that's a whole different problem.
Right.
It's a whole different problem. But movies also look flat. Therefore, this looking flat is correct. I wish there was a way to solve this. And so I thought about it. And you're familiar with like online movements.
Vaguely.
Just generally. Yes. So look, I think there's a lot of movements out there that have gained traction because they have a really good catchphrase is probably the inappropriate way to call this, but they have like good tagline.
Just overall good like marketing.
And it catches like wildfire. Yeah. I'm thinking of things like Black Lives Matter.
just coming in hot with the. I was about to say, why don't we avoid like political or like politically charged movements
or like Me Too?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Okay.
Listen, you hear those and you like
sure do.
Like they just spread. They spread like wildfire. People say it all the time. People talk about it. They're like,
so we're clear. The thing that you're talking about with log footage is not on the same level of those in terms of how much anybody feels passionate about them.
Right. Sure. And look. So those things just like those are out there. But like a lot of that movement is like, one, it's good marketing, but being able to like hashtag blah blah blah.
Sure. Yeah, having a good hashtag is key. You also see this in weddings.
Like it helps spread it because people hear it and then it sticks in their brain and then they're thinking about it and then they're saying it.
Yep. It gives everybody a shared language to refer to something.
Right. And I think that's what we need for stopping this horrible use of log footage out of sequence. And so I have present to you.
Been workshopping some ideas here, huh?
Some concepts for what we can do to stop people from posting log.
Okay.
And so I'm gonna throw out a few hashtags that I'm considering us using. I want us to decide on one, and then I'm gonna ask all of our listeners to really start curdling those embers.
What does that mean?
Is that the wrong word?
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Tinder. And embers, and then fire. It's that. This is the tinder.
Curdling is something that happens to milk.
I know. Daniel, look. I'm real bad at words.
Okay.
Tending to?
Stoking.
Sure. I need this to grow like a wildfire.
Okay.
But it starts here, and it starts with all of our listeners.
Okay.
And here's what I got. No grade, no post.
Sounds like something that a union would say.
It's got a clear message.
It's true.
Gray is not a grade. I feel like that's too confusing.
It kind of is.
People don't know what gray is. They don't know what grades are.
Yep.
No one knows what grading is.
True.
Grade your log.
Definitely sounds like a euphemism.
Yes, it does. So that one's out. So look, I have a lot of I kind of like the gray thing because it's like
it tells you what it is.
Yeah, it just looks like people. You don't have to know that it's log. You just see like gray footage and you go, oh, because they didn't do the color. But also gray sounds like gay. And I really don't want this to go sideways.
Yeah, that could be a problem.
Because if we used...
You can make the wrong people mad.
Look, the next one is Stop the Gray. That could go sideways real quick.
Yeah. You're like one typo away from really upsetting some people.
And like we need to keep this on track.
I agree. Yeah.
We're trying to stop people from posting log. That's what we're doing. That is the goal.
Agreed.
Shoot log post color.
I understand. It took me a few reads to understand it.
Okay.
Kind of a little clumsy.
Yep. Gray means grade. Another kind of don't really love that one. Flat's not final.
Okay, that was my favorite so far.
It's pretty good.
It sounds like it could be about shoes
or apartments.
Yeah.
Grade before gram.
Like grandma.
This is all I got so far. These are all. Most of these are bad. Yeah. I feel like it's got to be like 3 words.
Which AI did you ask to generate these for you?
Gemini.
I feel like you could try a different AI maybe.
I don't remember. Yeah.
So let's get Claude on this.
Claude would be really good at this. Yeah. I can send it to him. We're like, look, these are all bad.
Use your paid work Claude account to work on this for us.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. So I don't know.
I think you're kind of getting there. I mean, the ideas sort of make sense, but we're just not quite there yet on that.
Okay. Yeah.
It doesn't quite. You need something that rolls off the tongue, but also that people hear it and they understand what it's referring to. Those are the challenges.
This is a hard one.
Sure is.
I was hoping to walk away here, but now that I've stepped away from it, I'm coming back to this list. All of these are bad. They're just all bad.
Just all bad. AI slop.
I just don't know. Grade before gram. It's maybe okay.
Could be.
All right. Well, maybe our astute listeners who are also as passionate about this as I am.
That's true. Maybe people could give us some suggestions.
Could give some suggestions, but this is happening. We're going to start the movement, and that movement is going to be to apply contrast to your log footage before public consumption.
I mean, I'm on board with the idea. Although I do think, I feel like you kind of described like why this happens, but I feel like part of the problem is that it's not particularly easy to apply a LUT. Like if you're using something like Instagram to post. I think what I need to do, because I knew that this was going to happen. When they asked me for the footage, the person that asked me was like the social media person for the organization. And so, I immediately knew that this exact thing was going to happen when I did it. And what would have really helped is if I had some easy workflow where I could say, here is my 50 gigs of video that I shot. Like, give me like a command line tool that I can just like crank through it and apply the LUT and export each of those files.
Yep. It's called FFmpeg and Claude.
I guess so. That'd be a useful thing to create, to like have like in your back pocket, because I think that's the solution, is give people both. Because otherwise, it's just like, I get that it's hard for people to do that,
Look, this comes back to being a responsible videographer. If you're shooting in log, hopefully you understand that you're shooting in log, but because you're the one who's capturing it, you are then responsible for making sure that whoever that goes to, that they know they can't use it as is.
Like they're not allowed.
And if you know that they're too ignorant to do it, deliver them Rec 709.
I agree. That's the right move.
Sometimes it's just out of your hands.
Yep.
But we, as videographers, have a responsibility to the world to stop this from happening.
Now, what do you think about, like, so for example, on Lumix, there's a profile. It's like Cinelike D or Cinelike D2, where it's like it's flatter. Like it's a flat look, but it's not actually log.
Yeah.
What do you think of that as like a compromise?
A turn is kind of like that. Some final grades are flat, and you're just going to deliver a crushed black look. It's what you're going for. That's fine.
But that, I guess, does that really give you any of the benefits that you get from log?
Yeah, for sure.
I would think it would, right? Because like color grading, you would still have a little bit more latitude than you would with like a standard profile.
Right. It comes down to whenever you're shooting in Rec 7 or delivering on Rec 709, you have like gray is or 0. It's 0 to 1024, right? You only have so many values of exposure, And if your entire image is within the exposure, then you're able to expand it into a final delivery that can take advantage of that entire, color band. Whereas if you do this on Lumix, if you shoot in like the punch standard mode, it goes like out beyond the bounds of what you can actually deliver in Rec. 709.
You can't adjust that very far.
Like I actually have to, depending on if I'm in Videoscope or whatever, if I pull in footage from a Lumix that's in like the punch whatever mode, I have to back it off to get it within the scope.
Mm-hmm.
And like maybe that's anyways. So I think it's a matter of that still gives you some flexibility without being like full log, and maybe it doesn't look as terrible.
True. Yeah, that could be a good compromise, maybe in some cases.
I do think there's a little more like flexibility too. Just if you're actually grading in log, then I mean you're kind of dealing with a different scale.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Anyway, point is, we got just have to stop this from happening.
Yep. It ends now.
That's right. It ends now. If that was the catchphrase, people wouldn't know what we're talking about.
That's true.
Okay, let's talk about the actual show topic here.
Yes.
Oh boy, Daniel, I don't even know if we have time for all the show topics at this point.
I don't think we do. We're going to cut something.
I really wanted to talk about the GoPro with the grip accessory, but instead, why don't you play our plug and let's talk about this other thing.
Yes, that's good. If you'd like to support the Camera Gear podcast, you can subscribe to us on Patreon. It's only $3 a month, and you'll get early access to episodes, longer pre-shows, and occasional bonus content like written reviews of gear or maybe some photos we've taken on one of our recent adventures. This really does help us pay the bills and keeps this show running, and we'd love to have your support. You can find out more at patreon.com/cameragearpodcast, or there's also a link in the description for this episode. Thanks for listening, and now back to the show.
This is maybe kind of a weird one, but also not a weird one.
It's probably a problem that a lot of people have, honestly.
Yes. I mean, this is something that anyone who is like the tech person in their circle kind of has.
Mm-hmm.
That's why my dad calls me and is like, I'm standing in Best Buy and I'm looking at this router. Here's the model number. Tell me if I should buy it.
Buy it in the next 5 minutes.
And I'm like, literally, like, why? Why would I know this? Why would I know? I mean, I do know it, but why would I know that? It's bad whenever I actually know the answer. Most of the time
that just reinforces it.
Exactly. You just have to shut it down. Mm-hmm. You have to say, I don't know that model number, even like I know that you're lying. But sometimes like you gotta get your way out of it. Mm-hmm. I'm not promoting lying, because you shouldn't lie. But you gotta be careful. You gotta anyways.
You gotta set those precedents wisely.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I was talking to a friend. And he's doing this trip thing, and he said
like a big family trip type situation, right?
Something like that. Yeah, it's gonna be like 30 days, and he wants to give his kid, who's less than 10, I think he's like 7. He wants to give his kid a camera to capture throughout the trip.
Yeah, love this idea.
Depending upon situations, he may like some of that stuff may like make it onto social media.
Sure.
To promote what he's doing. And he said, Lucas, if I wanted to give my child a camera for this trip, what do you recommend? He didn't give me a budget. He didn't give me any more details. He was just like, recommend me a camera to buy for this thing.
And you were immediately overwhelmed with options.
Well, it's tough, right? People ask you this. They say, what camera should I buy? Mm-hmm. And it's like, one, how much money do you want to spend? Because I'm going to say GFX 100 RF, and you're going to say, I don't have $5,500.
My problem is anytime somebody asks that question, for one thing, like you said, you need to ask a lot of follow-up questions. And sometimes you may not know offhand, like you may need to think about it. And so you may be like, let me get back to you.
And then they buy one.
But when people, they either buy one, or when people ask that question, they're looking for a quick answer. And a lot of times, like, you may not see them again anytime soon, or like you said, they're just going to go shopping.
Yeah, they're just going to move on because they were ready to pull the trigger, even though they don't know what they're doing, because people get real excited when they want to buy something, or they don't actually care.
Yeah.
Like, I run into that a lot. They're like, oh, what camera should I buy? And I'm like, let's sit down. I'm ready to talk about this for 3 hours.
Do you have 2.5 hours for us to talk about your needs?
Let's get really deep into it. I'm happy you've asked me this question. This is my favorite question. Mm-hmm. And you're walking away. You didn't actually. You wanted a 5-minute conversation, not a 2-hour conversation. That's not a 2. This is a 2-hour question, and you should have known that ahead of time. And I'm sorry that I'm yelling at you, but you're really making me upset. Anyway, it's just a whole thing. He's like, what camera? And so I'm like, okay, look, probably if he's gonna give it to the kid, $500 is probably the absolute super top end of this budget.
I would think so. Yeah, kid might lose it, might drop it off the edge of a waterfall. Who knows?
Realistically, $200 is probably too expensive for this. And spoiler alert, I think my thought on this whole thing after kind of doing a dive here was that cameras under $500 might as well just be your phone.
Except that a kid under 10 may not have a phone.
Right.
And if they do, a phone that's under $500 actually might not be as good as a camera under $500.
The final answer on this was he just gave him an old iPhone 11 or iPhone 12 in an OtterBox.
If you have that lying around, it's a great option.
Yeah. It's like an iPhone 12 takes good pictures. Mm-hmm. You throw it in an OtterBox and it may cost, I don't know, if I go to Swappa, I could probably find an iPhone 12 for $300.
Yeah, good point.
Maybe even less than that if it's a crappy one. And if it turns on and you can lock out with the apps so they're not playing Minecraft, they can take photos, see the photos, and cut together videos with CapCut or something if they want. It's like
kid probably already knows how to use an iPhone.
It's waterproof. The level of things you can do, literally just camera photo video wise with a old iPhone 11 or something, a Pixel 3 XL. Go find one of those for freaking $150.
Yeah.
Is going to be, I think, better than anything else in the same price category that's new.
It's a boring answer, but you're probably right.
It's terrible. And it's we've talked about it before about, phones are eating into the camera market. Mm-hmm. And when you start dancing around in the $200 camera market, it's like Scameras or phones.
Yep.
And that was the most frustrating thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. It's definitely the right answer. It's amazing that you can get something that good for that price, but it's boring.
It is boring. It's also really cool what you can do with phones.
Yeah.
It just looks super cool.
For sure.
Also super, super boring.
Yep.
So
are we going to talk about some options regardless?
You know it.
Nice.
So obviously I was like, buy him a CamSnap 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was kind of my first thought when you mentioned this to me.
I was like, don't get a CamSnap 1 because of this reason, unless you just can or whatever. But I was like, they fixed the whole, slow photo taking thing. It's like $70.
It looks cool. 7-year-old kid's gonna love the way it looks.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's perfect. And then they can just snap. And they're not gonna be distracted with it being a phone. They're gonna be trying to do phone things. They're just gonna take pictures.
That is a good point.
I'm like, this is perfect. Just get I'm do a CamSnap. I'm like a CamSnap evangelist.
Yeah, you are.
So get a CamSnap.
Yep.
And he said, haha, this is fun. Whatever, lol. I want to be able to shoot video. And it would be cool if it had a screen.
So the advantages of the CamSnap are lost on him for this use case.
Yep. And I was like,
disappointing.
Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Yep. Because CamSnap does make a video camera, but it only shoots video, and it probably still doesn't have a screen, right?
No, I don't think it does. But I mean, that would have been. I did actually kind of forgot to suggest that answer. That would have been very funny to me to say, well, then get 2 CamSnaps. just get more. Just get the video one and get the non-video one. That'd be fun. Anyways, so I'm trying to figure out what kind of options am I going to suggest just for this. I mean, anything specific come to your mind? I mean, I know I have a list of things in front of you, but yes. I mean, I kind of pitched this at you a while ago.
Yeah. Pixis 12K.
Heck yeah. A little out of budget.
Yeah. I mean, you have some great options on this list that I think we're probably going to talk about. Do you want me to just start picking some things from the list, or do you want to do that?
I want to talk about categories, I guess. My second category to him was, okay, if not a phone, because I know that's the backup, and not a CamSnap, what exists in this category that's actually good?
Yeah.
And it's like action cams.
Yeah. Yeah, that is kind of the right fit probably in terms of durable, small, more affordable, and pretty easy to use.
Right. If you're looking for a consumer level camera with like a 1-inch sensor or something. I mean, it's going to be, I don't know, like an Osmo Pocket or equivalent, like a GoPro Hero 12 Black or something. I mean, you get like a use or an old GoPro was one of my first suggestions because I was like, it's waterproof, like drop it. Like that would be, it's small, kids' hands are small or something. I don't know. Yeah. Maybe his kids' hands are huge.
Could be bigger than your hands.
LeBron James or something. Yeah. Anyway, so I was like, GoPro might be good. I was like, if you could find an Osmo Pocket 2, that could be really interesting. Yeah. You're not gonna shoot photos with it.
I do get concerned with that, with the little gimbal cameras, with the durability, you know, like with a kid especially.
But also, those are so video focused.
Yeah, they are.
If you want something
to take a photo with those,
it does feel weird to take a photo, which was kind of my other topic. Is maybe I need to get a GoPro Mission 1 with the camera grip to take photos with.
Yeah, I mean, especially GoPro right now is. What do you think about that? Like GoPro is kind of in a precarious financial state. Does that make you more or less interested in a GoPro Mission 1?
I'm more interested because I feel like this is my last chance to get a GoPro.
Could be. I do think that what they were showing at NAB with the little grip thing was pretty cool.
That's what I want. I want a GoPro Mission 1 Pro with the grip, and I want to use it as my underwater camera.
That'd be perfect.
And then I could like strap it to my bike, and I could take it kayaking, and this would just be like my waterproof,
like your adventure camera,
and I would use it as like an actual photo camera. But then I can like do the video and all the stuff, and I can use it as action cam things.
It's a pretty interesting idea, and it's probably not. I mean, what are they? I think they're like $780 or something with the grip.
Yeah,
like it's not that much more expensive than something like a TG7, and it's way better.
It is. A TG7 has a 1/2.3 sensor. Like the GoPro has 4 times the resolution and 4 times the sensor size as a TG7.
Yeah, and probably for video, for example, it'd be way better.
The problem with the GoPro is that it's the equivalent of like a 13mm lens.
Yeah, so really, really, really wide.
I can only think of one person who I know who would say that's not wide enough.
And that person is your father.
That's true. Yep, he's like, not wide enough. Get the ultra wide.
Yep.
But for me, I'm like, I was looking to see if they had attachments to make it tighter. I'm like, no, not really.
No, that's a shame.
I wanted like 20mm.
Yeah. Yeah, 13's so wide.
It's like so wide.
Maybe you can crop in on the sensor.
You probably can.
Yeah, because it's a really high resolution.
But it's like a quad bear. And so what I would do is I would shoot 12 megapixel quad images to get better noise.
Yeah.
And then I'm not going to crop in on those at all. True. But I could shoot the 50 megapixel raw. And then crop and post and get like a 12, which would be closer to a 20 something.
A lot of action cameras actually have modes in the camera where you can say like, I want the fisheye view or not. So that's why it may be built in.
Could be built in. I feel like that's the answer. It's like I really want I want them to come out with a tough TG8. Really super, super cool. But I feel like the answer for my waterproof camera needs is literally a GoPro.
That would be a great answer.
And if I want to get a GoPro, I have to get it now.
Yeah.
Because they're not even going to exist next year.
It's very likely.
It's such a shame.
Just gonna have to buy another camera.
Yeah, just gonna have to buy another camera. Anyway, but like for this thing, for my friend here, I'm not gonna say like get a GoPro, like a Mission 1 or whatever. It's out of the budget, but like maybe you go buy like a Hero 11 Black or something.
Yeah, find something used. Probably get in budget that way.
But it's kind of frustrating that if you're looking for like a modern name brand camera something, it is an action cam. It's an Insta360. It's something from DJI. It does seem like the second best option.
I think so. After that, I feel like maybe you get into like, I don't know, like compact point and shoot type.
Yeah. So from there, it's like something with a fixed lens, right? What other options exist that are not interchangeable lens cameras? Because like giving a kid an interchangeable, like you have to get the lens and like put it on there and don't take it off.
Yeah.
You have to glue it on there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard to imagine that.
So I found there's this is not that, or is it? Yeah. There's the ZV-F1.
Yeah, because that's not the ZV-E1 or the ZV-E10, but the ZV-F1 is that a fixed lens?
This is it's an old Sony like vlog camera. I think it came out in like 20. I think it still came out in the 20s, but it was like 21 or something.
Yeah, it's not that old.
it's a fixed lens camera. It's got a flippy screen. You can put like the mic hat on it.
Cool.
And you can find these things used for, I think under $300.
Oh, interesting.
And like it'll shoot like 1080p, maybe even 4K. It's like a little whatever.
Cool.
So many megapixel.
Could be good if you want like a normal camera form factor.
Right, like a normal camera. You can find them in white. It does like the vloggy thing. It'll take pictures. And I think it's something, I'm looking for the exact megapixels on this because I can't quite remember. And I didn't write it down.
Some number of megapixels.
Yeah, it has some number of megapixels that are impossible to find on Sony's website. It's 20 megapixels.
Oh,
right. And then it'll shoot 4K 30. Yeah. So like it does the thing, and you can find them used for like $300 something. And I was like, this is kind of the best option in this like sub $500 kind of easy camera solution, and everything else was maybe a little.
What about something like
weird.
A Canon PowerShot V1?
So I think it's just too expensive.
Yeah.
And we've already discussed that it's very attractive to put a PowerShot V1 in your mouth.
That's a problem.
And
kids put everything in their mouth.
Look, if you're going to give it to a kid, they're going to put it in their mouth.
Oh, yeah.
Like
it's going to be sticky for sure.
PowerShot V1 directly into the mouth.
Yes.
So I was like, that would be an interesting option, but we got to take it off the list. And I was like, okay, well, what about, well, also it's too expensive, right?
Yeah.
There's like $700 or something.
Sure. Yeah.
So I was like, well, what about the PowerShot, I don't know, V10?
Is that the one that's like a vertical form factor? Looks like a modern flip camera.
Yep. Yeah, it looks like a modern flip camera. And like you can find those things used for around $300, maybe a little cheaper. Okay. But it's just, that one feels weird to me. It's not a traditional camera form factor. And so you kind of give it to a kid and like, what am I going to do with this?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a kind of an oddball choice for this.
But also, if like a Kodak Flip still existed, I would have suggested that. Yeah. That would have been a really great option.
Yeah, like the little one that I had, that style of camera. It's basically like, it would feel like filming on your phone, but, you know, features and quality are going to be a little bit better.
Yeah. Was it Hollyland that came out with one of those that was like a vertical camera?
Maybe they did. Somebody did. That does sound familiar.
Anyway, so looked at those, and then I was like browsing just, you know, sub $500 used cameras on Adorama. There's the Canon PowerShot ELF 360. And that one, I'm like, I never thought I would actually recommend this camera to anybody. But if you're looking for something that's a point-and-shoot camera that's new, and point-and-shoot cameras are so hard to pin down these days because they've like that old look has gotten popular. So the idea of like just buy an old point-and-shoot, if it was actually good for its time, it's now triple the price that it was forever ago. So a new PowerShot ELF, which came out recently, is like $380 brand new.
Oh, wow.
And it's like a 1/2.3 sensor. It's 20 megapixels. It's got 12x optical zoom. Like it's a perfectly acceptable little point and shoot camera. Like will cover all the needs. If you could find it used for maybe $300, it's kind of a really interesting option for this sort of thing. But also it seems like it would break pretty easily if you chucked it on the ground.
This is a great time to look at a used camera.
Oh yeah, for sure. So those are kind of the new options or used but recent options that I was able to come up with.
Interesting. What about the Fuji Instax Mini Evo Cinema?
Actually, I thought that would be a really funny suggestion. Isn't that like $300 and something, like $320 or something?
The normal price for it now is $400, but B&H has a used one for $350.
Yeah, I think that was kind of a funny idea because like you could shoot the video. You kind of need a phone to pair with it, right? Yeah. These things aren't very useful if you don't have a phone. It doesn't have it has a screen on the back, so you can kind of play them back. He could then print the photos that he thought were cool. So like this is.
I would want to know what era the 7-year-old would choose.
Oh my gosh, who knows? Let's see. Let me take a look at the era dial real quick. Man, I bet he sends it. I mean, he said he's got to set it to the 90s, right?
I think so.
Maybe he's gonna shoot a lot of like 1930 stuff.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't know.
A real hipster 7-year-old.
Maybe this was kind of a fun idea.
Yeah.
But I don't think it necessarily meets what they're looking for. But it is kind of cool that it's like a printer and a photo camera and a video camera.
I agree. Pretty neat.
Yeah. I wanted to suggest an old Fuji camera, like an old XA or an XT20, because I mean, you go back like 5 years, those things were just cheap.
Yeah.
They could like surprisingly shoot good video, and they take great photos, and you can get like a cheap lens.
Yeah. I mean, like, how expensive could a 5-year-old camera be?
Or even like, I'm talking like an XT20 or like an XA series from
Like
freaking 2015.
Yeah, 8 to 10-year-old camera.
And it's like you just can't suggest old Fuji cameras to people because they're impossible to buy. They're like way too expensive and just
it's a shame what's happened to. I mean, the hype has gotten so much that you can't get into it cheap.
It's great for Fuji.
Yeah,
but it's also like kind of a bummer that in this situation, suggesting like an old XA series camera would have been a really interesting idea.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it's just like totally off the table.
That is disappointing.
It doesn't remind me. Do you remember the Nikon 1 series?
No. What was that?
Nikon made these interchangeable lens cameras that had 1-inch sensors.
Okay.
And they were like super, super tiny. Like these really, just like really tiny cube. They're like maybe 3 lenses or whatever.
Oh, that's cool looking.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is like some weird like proprietary lens mount that's like just for these cameras. Okay.
Whenever I was first looking for a camera to get into photography, I ended up buying like my GX7. This was literally on my list. It was like, I just want like a small little camera. And it's like little bit interchangeable lenses. And I can like shoot video and it's kind of fun.
It is kind of cool. I like it. The one I just looked up is in red. Pretty neat looking.
So, you get that one used on B&H for $350.
Literally just sent you that link.
Yep. Anyways, these are fun. I didn't even come close to suggesting this. I'm not gonna be like, oh, buy a Nikon 1J1 mirrorless digital camera.
Like that's the kind of thing you would do. Is like it'd be fun as a joke, but not something you'd suggest to like a normal person.
Yeah, it's just like not for a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
And then I started thinking about like what kind of old Sony cameras might be good. And then I found out that an A6000 is still like $350.
Remember when you almost bought one of those?
I almost bought one in 2017 for $350.
It's like TI-83 Plus. The price just doesn't go down.
Why is that camera still an okay deal?
I don't.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Man, there's also like the Sony NEX cameras. Do you remember these?
The name is familiar, but let me look up a picture of one. I guess too.
They're like these super small, skinny, like APS-C Sony cameras that only have like contrast detect autofocus. And
oh wow,
they're like
really bare bones.
Not very modern.
Now this looks like it's an interchangeable lens camera.
It is an interchangeable lens camera. These things are so small.
Is that normal E-mount?
Yeah, it's normal E-mount. They're super, super skinny, and they're kind of fun. Like, I want an NEX camera.
It's neat that it uses the same lenses, as the modern stuff. That's fun.
This is like early, tiny, skinny Sony cameras. And so something like a used NEX3 could be really fun.
Yeah, I agree.
But that's like something I would suggest to somebody who's got maybe it's like a 10 or a 12-year-old and they're like thinking about getting into photography. It's like,
or maybe they have Sony camera and they're wanting some for their kid. Maybe they can get them a cheap
it's like
lens.
What's like a really cheap interchangeable lens camera that maybe has some growth potential. Maybe Sony NEX might not be a bad idea. So it's kind of interesting. And then I started scrolling down all of the cameras on Adorama that were under.
Just every camera on Adorama.
Yep. Obviously, there's a tough TG5.
Oh,
that's only less than $300, and it's tough.
It's tough.
I think probably has the same sensor as a TG7.
I bet so.
One over 2.3.
It's probably identical to the TG7.
So honestly, like the tough TG5, if they wanted to spend money, that's not a bad option.
Yeah,
especially if the waterproofing's still good.
Normal camera form factor. There's some advantages to that.
You can get a Canon 6D for $359.
Wow, you'd need a lens.
Yeah. Also, that would be really funny to give a 7-year-old a 6D.
Yes, it would.
Or like a GH4. That's a fun option. It's $225. Yeah,
have some camera history there.
This one I started getting weird.
Yeah.
And then I found Minolta digital cameras.
I didn't know they made digital cameras.
So Sony joined with Minolta in like the mid-aughts. It's like what
do you say joined with them?
I don't remember if they bought them or they were
Minolta
merged.
Probably didn't buy Sony.
Well, no, but Minolta was absorbed into Sony.
Okay.
And became Sony. So like, what was Minolta?
Now it's just a brand that Sony makes cameras and stuff.
No. It is a trademark that expired that was picked up by a New York conglomerate that licenses it to a Chinese company that makes Minolta cameras.
Oh, wow.
That are terrible. Oh, boy.
Interesting.
And so I was looking at the Minolta MND60V, which is like this cute little vlogging camera you can get for about $75 used, or $250 new. And it has a 64 megapixel sensor.
Oh, that sounds believable.
And will shoot 4K UHD video.
Man, these are like A7 R6 specs.
And it's got a 3-inch LCD screen. You can get like a vlog handle for it, where you can mount a light and a microphone.
Vlog handle.
And it has like a whole carrying case. It's
Yeah.
got digital stabilization. It has a 16 times digital zoom.
Wow. Sounds great.
Yeah. Incredible. Comes with I guess supports 128 gig micro SD card.
Wow.
You can shoot slow motion. Yeah.
What's the downside?
Nothing. Zero downsides.
Zero downside.
Yeah. Yep. They have a lot of cameras like this.
I'm glad it has 16 times digital zoom.
Mhm.
That's really what I look for.
Yep. I found another one that they make. Let me see if I can find it here. This one is the MNS10 digital.
Oh, I saw that one on Adorama.
Uh-huh.
The little credit card camera.
It's so small. It's like really kind of cute looking.
That one does look fun.
It is massively thin. It's like, which is a misnomer. I think let me look for the dimensions here. It is 89 millimeters deep.
Pretty thin.
It's less than a centimeter.
Yep.
It's so thin.
This one has some AI filters. Have you looked up what those are?
I haven't looked up the AI filters.
Baby,
Ooh.
beauty,
cartoon,
anime, old.
Ooh, those are all very good.
Yep.
It is 48 effective megapixels out of 20 actual.
Yeah, whatever an effective megapixel is.
They also have one that's like 75 megapixels, and all these cameras are very, very affordable.
Yeah, this one's like $100.
And this is like the problem with these cheap cameras is like if you want a good camera, you got to pony up for something like an ELPH 360.
Yeah.
But then just slightly under those, for slightly cheaper, you have all of these scameras, which take like security camera, cheap, small, tiny sensors.
But they all have high megapixel counts.
They shoot in like 4 megapixels or something, and then they upscale it digitally to like 75 megapixels.
Yeah, and so people are like, I'm going to buy this 75 megapixel camera for $80, and they think they're getting a good deal.
Yeah, because like you just don't know. You don't know. Like you buy a phone, it's like this phone has 50 megapixels, and you go, well, it's just a phone.
Yeah.
Real cameras probably have 1 billion megapixels.
Yep.
They don't know that the $3,500 Sony whatever FX3 has 12.
Yeah. Not every megapixel is created equal.
That's just so true, Daniel. A truer thing has never been spoken.
I would say so.
And then let's just buy these like cheap cheap Minolta cameras. I find it a crying shame.
Yeah.
What has happened to the Minolta brand?
Yeah, that's kind of disappointing.
Because now it's synonymous with like cheap, little scammy. I mean, like they take pictures, so like, it's not like you're getting like totally scammed.
Yeah.
But there's some deceptive marketing.
I would say
and that it tints my view of what they're trying to do here.
Yeah, I think so.
And it's a bit of a shame because Minolta. I mean, I own a Minolta Himatic AF2. What a fun camera.
Yeah, you love it.
They were,
but that's not the same Minolta.
Minolta was a premier brand like Sony, and then they became Sony.
Yeah, and then the trademark expired.
So, I thought those were fun.
Yeah,
but also sad.
Yeah, I think so too.
Oof. I don't know, Daniel. Do you think there's a place in the world for scammers?
No, not really. I can't think of any reason that in a world with phones that are as good as they are, I can't see the value.
It makes it hard to find point and shoots, especially with the current point and shoot craze. If you're wanting something like an old Kodak EasyShare, and then you're like, well, I could buy this used 10-year-old Coolpix for $180, or I can buy this Minolta camera for $150 that's brand new.
Right.
Why would I not buy the Minolta one? And it's like the Minolta just shoots the most trash photos you've ever seen.
It's like worse than the 15-year-old Kodak EasyShare.
But that is not obvious to people.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's just kind of a shame.
Yeah, it is.
Other things that I considered was maybe an A7 II. You can get one of those for less than $500 now.
Yeah, you need a lens.
Sure. I found on Adorama a 4 parts 750D.
What do you mean by 4 parts?
It just means it doesn't,
the quality for FOR parts.
Oh, sorry, no, I got there. Yeah. It was. If you want an excellent condition 750D, they're like $760.
Wow,
which
surprisingly cheap.
750D, man, it's like full frame, 24 megapixels.
Yeah,
it's got a pop-up flash.
I mean, it's a good camera.
It's a good camera.
If you want a DSLR,
I want a D5.
I know you do.
Those are still so expensive.
Space.
Oh man, I want that for my shelf so bad.
Yeah, I mean, looking at your whole list here, there's like a lot of bad options. You know, I mean, most of it's too expensive. But even if you take price out of the equation, I think you have a couple of good options if you want like a camera-shaped camera. But I still feel like the action cams are probably like the most appealing option out of all the stuff.
It's just a lot of weird options.
Yeah.
Right. There's nothing on this list that's other than maybe the PowerShot ALFPH 360. Other than that one, there's nothing really on this list that says here's a good cheap camera.
Yeah. Yeah, they all have major compromises. Like really good at video but terrible at photo. Weird shape. You know, has an interchangeable lens,
it's like this is a video camera that like you can kind of use it for photo, but it's not really what you're looking for.
Yeah, like that's probably not the right call.
And this is like basically like where I landed with my friend was that like just use a phone. Sorry, like that's the answer. Is just use a phone. You're not gonna find a used like Coolpix or PowerShot from the or like little point and shoot camera because all the teens have driven the prices up on that like crazy.
Yeah.
So where it used to be that you could buy a 7-year-old, 10-year-old point and shoot for some reason, like nope, that's not anymore. Not an option. You can't buy one of those for $30 anymore.
Yeah.
And it's like cheap phones, right? You can buy a 5-year-old phone for nothing.
Yep.
You just pick it up out of the gutter.
Yeah. Yeah. Like they're kind of where point and shoot cameras used to be, where it like is just kind of a commodity at this point.
No one's really thinking, at least I assume not. I don't think anyone's really thinking about phones in that way.
Yeah.
I think that we may get there.
Yeah. Like that'll be interesting if like you see somebody wanting like an iPhone 4 to take photos on.
I'm expecting it to happen.
Probably will.
Cause we're kind of in that, you know, for nostalgia, like people shoot film.
Yeah.
And now we've kind of pushed up to the point where nostalgia means early 2000s, late 90s digital cameras.
Yep.
And I feel like we are one generation turn away from iPhone 5s, iPhone 4s being that like crunched look.
That's really interesting to think about.
Like I'm already seeing pictures pop up on like Twitter or whatever anyways, they're like, here's an iPhone 1 photo and doesn't it look cool?
Yeah. So it's already the beginnings are there.
Yep. So
that's interesting.
If you got working like single digit iPhones, I feel like those are going to be like the next thing.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Yeah. I'm kind of almost regret selling mine.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it'll be a little while. So,
yeah.
And it probably will be worth keeping it.
Yeah.
An iPhone 12 on Swappa, $137.
Yeah. That's just impossible to beat.
I mean, it's like, it's good. That's that one you can turn off HDR.
Yep. And you get the big screen. You can install whatever photo editing apps you want. Way easier to upload stuff, you know, or share stuff. It's the right option. It's just so boring. You could even, if you wanted, get like a Polar Pro case with a grip or something. You know, you could like trick it out.
This is just so cheap.
Yeah,
that's frustrating. That's frustrating that this is the right answer.
It is. That's the world we live in.
Yep. I mean, like I guess you could do an Android phone too. Androids are fine, but
you could.
iPhones just hold up.
Yeah. Yeah, like hardware wise, I trust the iPhone better, I think.
Yeah.
After that much.
For sure. And like software support. Like the iPhone 12 is still supported, I'm pretty sure.
Maybe like at least with security patches.
Or close to. And like you're not going to connect it to any of that stuff anyways, but I don't know. A Galaxy S22 is $146. Look at Pixel 7, $175.
Wow.
This is like that's the answer, right?
Yeah,
just get,
it is.
I mean, if you want to find I don't know, what's like a Pixel 6 cost? 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150. 150 Because that probably still takes 142. Oh, actually, even cheaper.
Yeah, but
103.
Who knows what hardware problems that phone has?
All of them. It has all. You just need the camera to work.
That's true.
Just need the camera to work.
That's true.
Get it in mint.
Get it in mint.
No, there are none in mint, obviously. Something good. Anyways. That's frustrating to me, Daniel.
Yeah.
It's the answer, right?
I wanted the Camp Snap to be the answer, but the video thing is a good point.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can put these things, whatever you, like, what's the display mode thing that they have for, like stores where
kiosk mode.
Yeah. You just put the camera in kiosk mode.
There you go.
Lock it out.
Yep.
Give it to your kid.
Perfect.
Boom. Done.
Perfect.
Take down and just
yeah.
Easy.
Yeah. I mean, it is easy, and that's really frustrating.
Yep. So I don't know where to go from here, Daniel. That's just
yeah.
If I love camera gear, and I wish it was more accessible to kind of younger generations and people to like get into and try and grow in it. And it seems like real camera gear, it's not necessarily fair, but the threshold into getting into something it's just higher than it's been.
It's funny because I feel like for people like you or me, a lot of these cheap options are fun because it's not our only camera.
Sure.
And that's kind of, I think, the big point is like if you're just going to have one thing, something like an iPhone is going to be way more practical and better. But if you have a bunch of other cameras, anything on this list that we've talked about is probably like fun to play with.
Yeah. I mean, it's just all, I kind of think it's just kind of hard to sift through.
Yeah.
And
too many options, too many
like,
scams.
If you go on to, I don't know, like B&H or Adorama and you just sort by cheap cameras, you can find plenty of DSLRs.
Yeah.
Like go buy a freaking 70 Mark II for $350.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a great camera. But like sifting down to the point where you're looking at like old DSLRs and deciding to buy like a 70 or a 60 instead of a Rebel or whatever it
requires a lot of research.
It does. And you have to know like these are EF mounts. And am I really going to be getting into this?
Yep.
Should I look into buying an old cheap Sony because E mount is going to be more forward because EF is like end of line?
Mm-hmm. And if you want to buy used, which like is smart financially with this, you have to do enough research to know like, well, which used cameras are good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, it is like, it's a intimidating thing to try and figure out.
Yeah, for sure. So that's it, Daniel. That's the world of cheap cameras.
Mm-hmm.
I went back and I looked at them, and I remember whenever the Camp Snap came out, I was like, this is stupid. Why? Like, why?
Yeah.
And now I go and I look at all the cheap cameras out there, and if I was a parent and I'm like, I just need like a cheap camera to give to my kid to go take to camp that's less than $100. What else is there?
Yeah. It's not a whole lot.
I'm not going to send a used iPhone to the kid to camp. They're going to jailbreak it and
for sure
do something to start mining Bitcoin.
Yep. That's what those kids do at camp these days.
Yeah.
They jailbreak their iPhones and start mining Bitcoin.
It's like, I think it's too soon.
Yeah.
I mean,
you want them to do that later in life, but just not.
Yeah, I mean, if they're ever going to mine Bitcoin, I want them to do it in the safety of their own home with a real GPU.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you want them to be like, comfortable telling their parents that they're mining Bitcoin.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't want them wasting their time trying to mine Bitcoin on an iPhone.
Yeah.
Like I understand that the probability of getting a coin is the same every time you try, but you gotta really maximize your efforts.
Yeah. If you're gonna do it right.
Exactly. If you're gonna do it right, and that's why you should send your kids to camp with a Camp Snap and not an iPhone 11 in an OtterBox.
That's it for the show today. Thanks for joining us, and if you liked it, tell a friend so they can check it out too. You can find out more about the show at www.cameragearpodcast.com, and you can find us on Twitter @CameraGearPod. We'll be back with more next week.